In the summer of 2020, I exploited a loophole to get my zero-budget horror film to become the #1 movie in the US box office. This is that story. If you're thinking, he kind of looks familiar, you're right. My name is Christian Nilsson, and I used to work at BuzzFeed. When I left BuzzFeed in 2019, I decided to focus on a feature film I'd written and planned on directing this past September. But then COVID happened. Movie theaters across the country were shuttered, our investors pulled out, and seemingly overnight, a project I'd worked on for about 5 years just fell apart. I was devastated. Enter this fool. You remember him? Eric Tabak was the creator of some really highbrow BuzzFeed content. Like me, Eric left BuzzFeed a few months prior to the pandemic. He went to go star in his own YouTube series. But also like me, the investors pulled out as soon as COVID hit. I really felt for him. Here we are following our passions, and for reasons completely out of our control, our dream opportunities seemed to vanish. On Thursday, May 7th, Eric gave me a call out of the blue. He pointed out movies were only making $10,000 to $20,000 a day at drive-ins and asked, with movie theaters closed and nothing new being released, did I think we could make one of his YouTube videos go to #1 in the box office? Suddenly, I had an idea. I told him about four-walling, a distribution method where a filmmaker rents out a theater for a flat fee and then keeps all the ticket sales. I said that if we were able to find a closed theater and rent their space for near nothing, we could literally purchase every ticket ourselves, and the money would essentially flow right back into our own pockets. Theoretically, we wouldn't have to spend a dollar. He was in. Now, we could have filmed anything, and it could have become the #1 movie in America. But I thought, why not make it something good? Maybe this could lead to something else in the future. That Saturday, in about 12 hours, I knocked out the script for Unsubscribe, a short horror film about 5 YouTubers who join a Zoom call for their friend's birthday only to learn they're being hunted by an internet troll. Despite writing it in only one sitting, I was told it was pretty scary. The next day, Eric called a group of his friends, including former BuzzFeeders Michelle Carre, Zach Kornfeld from the Try Guys, and somehow Charlie Tahan, who you might recognize from Ozark and I Am Legend. They were all down. And why not? They were all stuck at home bored. And why pass up the opportunity to be in the #1 movie in America? On Monday, May 11th, just a few days after Eric first called, we started shooting. We shot pretty much all of Unsubscribed virtually over Zoom in just 4 days. If you can give me a full-on scream of...
Full-on scream?
Yeah. Total budget, $0. I started editing, and Eric worked to find us a theater. And that's when we hit our first major problem. Cinemas were closed. Every cinema Eric called went straight to voicemail, and the few drive-ins that were open didn't care to screen our short film. So I called the West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center, a small venue near my hometown that I used to work at when I was in high school. Despite being closed, they agreed to open their doors for 1 day only. The rental fee? Literally $1, because they were closed. So on Wednesday, June 10th, in front of a sold-out audience consisting solely of Eric and I, we premiered Unsubscribe. We'd screened the film 5 times, buying out every seat for each showing, knowing the money would funnel right back to us. We spent $25,488 and raked in $25,488, minus tax. I reported the box office numbers that night to Box Office Mojo and The Numbers, and we waited. Eric and I nearly had a panic attack. What if another movie made more than us? What if they didn't accept our submission? What if we just wasted all of our time? The following day, we went online and saw Unsubscribe was the #1 movie in America. And overnight, our lives didn't change. At least, not at first. It wasn't until about a week later, when a local news site picked up a Facebook post that I'd written, that people started to notice in a big way. We woke up to find out we were trending on Twitter. We were in the Washington Post, New York Magazine, NBC, the BBC, NPR, the Irish Times, Australian Radio, the AV Club. Most people thought the stunt was brilliant. But we did have our critics. There were some people on film Twitter that said that we ruined the sanctity of the box office, as if that's really a thing. But you know what? It worked. Not only did Eric and I etch our names in the annals of box office history, but we also got the film industry's attention. A group of producers watched our film on Vimeo On Demand and approached us to make a feature film. And we did. Eric and I just wrapped production on a psychological thriller called Dashcam, which is going to be released next year. And perhaps even crazier, the other month, Eric and I screened Unsubscribe for 7 consecutive days in Chicago's Music Box Theater, qualifying us for the Oscars. I mean, hey, if barely any short films screen in the US in 2020, our chances of getting an Oscar nomination only increase, right? So maybe what started as 2 guys losing their dream opportunities might just turn into an Oscar. Now that'd be a story.